Either going to get sparks or we can mother. Well, hello again, everyone. I have decided to paint this thing, so that's what I'm going to be doing today, is to rough these parts up, see if I can't get some paint on them. Let's get to it. I'm using this 3M Scotch Brite stuff. I don't want to use actual sandpaper and get this all sanded off. I just want to scuff this up enough to hold the spray paint. This is going to be a long day. Now, for the best way to hold this thing is in the rubber jaws of this workstation. Always keep a supply of emery cloth on hand, really handy. It's hard to manipulate the tape when you're wearing these damn gloves. Right now these things are worth gold, you can't find them anywhere. So I don't want to wind up taking them off and putting a new pair on all the time. That's going to get expensive. And I don't know where I'm going to get any other ones, because everybody is sold out. Doesn't really matter what color I spray on there, so I just grabbed the black. Just want to keep the rust away for a while. You're never going to stop rust completely. It always comes back. Just like your mother-in-law. Now it says painting conditions are between 50 degrees and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And in the shop here it's about 50 degrees. So I'm going to take this thing and put it out in the sun. I'm going to have to put it on the back of my wife's trunk, so hopefully she doesn't see it. I'm using my battery operated Dremel tool with a sanding drum on it to get the rust off these long bolts. Just want to remember to keep that Dremel tool moving so you don't make a divot in there. Now I finish it off with a little emery cloth. And then we apply some paint. Another handy little sander. I'm going to have to get my welding breathing mask on though. She throws up some dust. You don't want to be breathing in that rust. Now I have to mask off the nameplate. You gotta make sure it gets nice and straight, and you've got a nice sharp blade. There it is. I believe we're ready for paint, or at least as ready as we're gonna get. Get some acetone on this baby and then get some paint on it. problem is, when you get this thing down on there, you can't see how far the bearing goes in. So you're basically just having to go by feel. Almost.
No point in getting the paint scratched.
Gotta get the new power cord in and get the switch put back on. Having all the parts in something like this parts bin, taking them out and putting them in the bin as you're taking things apart makes it real easy to find the parts and put it back together again. These are 18 gauge wires, that's what was on there. Now I remember, when I took this apart, I didn't take this ground wire off until I had the motor apart. Well, I'm not taking the motor apart again, so I'm going to try and do my best here. Oh, this is not going to be fun. Probably going to do this off camera. It's going to be really boring and it's going to take a long time. Well, I got it in there thanks to this tool I have not used in a very long time. This is originally used to adjust screws on a carburetor. That's how long ago I was a mechanic. All right, got this thing plugged in. I'm going to give it a little test run to make sure that it's going to spin up. We're either going to get sparks or we and mother. Well, here's something you should probably think about, is to not have a hot wire next to a grounded part. Sparks happen. So I'll wrap that with tape and we'll try it again. Just consider that my little tribute to Electro Boom. Okay, let's see what else can go wrong. That's what can go wrong. It don't work. Well, more shit to figure out. Okay, got my voltmeter hooked up across that capacitor. See if we're getting voltage to the capacitor. You're getting voltage to the capacitor. Not a clue. The only thing I do know is I'm going to have to pull the whole damn thing apart and test it all over again. Find out if a wire came off or what the hell. Unbelievable. Well, after a careful examination, I got my meter here. And there is no shorts between there and ground. Case is grounded, although we did have a ground test a little bit earlier when I made the fireworks, so we know that works. Well, I got it. After thinking on it for a while, thinking maybe it was bad start capacitor, or maybe the relay went out from me pounding on the chassis, maybe something happened to the relay. It was neither one of those, which thank God, because in order to find another relay it would probably be just about impossible. Here is the problem. These 3 bolts that go all the way through the grinder, that squeeze the grinder together. The grinder must be squeezed all the way together or it won't run. Who knew? At least it wasn't anything more serious than that. Let me show you. She works. No idea what happened to the ground wire on this before. Who knows? I mean, there's just no possible way of knowing. There's not a bit of discolored wire. All the wires, these wires go to the coils here for the stator, and those things are absolutely 100% fine. Not even so much as a discoloration, nothing's disconnected. So it's just speculation, but something probably hot hit the case just enough to fry the ground wire. Maybe, who knows, maybe he didn't even have the damn thing hooked up to a circuit breaker. No idea. I mean, there's just no possible way I could know what happened. All I know is this thing works, so I'm going to start putting it back together again. Well, it has been a long, frustrating day. I think I'm going to call it right here. Oh, and yes, I certainly do feel like a total jackass. Thank you for asking. See you in a couple days.